Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm back to talk about Arrow, episode 710, titled My Name is Emiko Queen, which premiered Monday, January 21st, 2019 on the CW. I'm recording on the 22nd, so a little bit over 24 hours since the episode is aired. So huge spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode already, please go do so first, and then come back and see what I have to say about that episode. Otherwise, my other video reminders up on screen. Take a moment to remind yourselves of those. I'm going to try to do this in 10 minutes, so let's start the clock. Let's begin with what happened in this episode. So, timeline wise, it's not really clear like when in the year it takes place, but Diaz makes a comment that Lila has been questioning him for the last 3 days. And last time we saw, or technically last time we saw Diaz being in Argus custody, which was also the first time we see him do this, was in episode 708, which was, so I'm assuming that over the last 3 days, that's when supposedly, the whole Elseworlds crossover happened. Even though Diggle was part of that, and maybe that's why a majority of the Elseworlds Star City parts took place at Argus. Maybe. I don't know, rambling. But anyways, episode reminder is the fact it's in the title itself. We are introduced to Emiko Queen, which is the new Green Arrow, aka Oliver's paternal half-sister. I mean, again, title gives it away, which I don't know if I'll say it now, though. But yeah, I'll say it now. It's a sucky title because, yeah, on the one hand, it's a great mile marker to let you know, like, oh, which episode do we get backstory of Emiko Queen? It's like, oh, look, it's 710. But then when you haven't seen 710 yet and you don't know who the identity of the new Green Arrow is, the title gives it away. It's a huge spoiler alert, which kind of pissed me off because the synopses for the episodes come out 2 weeks before, usually 2 or 3 weeks before the episode is meant to air, right? So in this episode, this is when it was revealed. Well, I guess you kind of got it revealed at the end of episode 708 with the final scene with Emiko visiting her father's grave, and then that was a great cliffhanger for that. But then to also label the episode coming back with her name in the title, that kind of gives away the mystery. That gives away the fact that, oh, he now has a sister. Oh, her name is Emiko Queen. I don't have to watch the rest of the episode now. I already know who the identity is of the girl under the hood, right? So it's just a very poor choice in title for this episode because it's just a huge spoiler in itself. So sorry for the rant there. But moving on to episode breakdown, I picked up on 3 different storylines. First one being the new Green Arrow's identity being Emiko Queen. Second one dealing with Argus's interrogation with Ricardo Diaz. The third one deals with the flashbacks and continuing with the search for who's behind the planned bombings on Star City. So the first storyline, like I said, with Emiko Queen, we get Oliver and Felicity finding out that not only is the new Archer in town a woman, but she is Oliver's paternal half-sister. With it, they try to figure out more about who she is, why she was kept in the dark from Oliver all these years. And they found a letter from Robert Queen written to Walter Steele about Emiko, how Robert claimed to love Emiko's mom, and though he abandoned them, he wanted Walter to take care of them if he didn't return, like if he were to die. Only that never happened because Moira Queen hid the letter from Walter so that he can never fulfill Robert's wish. So another chance for Moira to keep the children of her family away from her family. It's just like, how many more secrets could his parents keep? Like, really? But anyways, so while Oliver and Felicity know her name is Emiko Queen, they have not met her face to face. While on the other hand, Renee knows he meets her first without the mask, and then later in the episode he finds out her name is Emiko, but he doesn't know her relation to Oliver. And we do find out that Emiko is hunting down the man who killed her mother. I think it was a year to 2 years ago from now. But apparently she's been misled all along, or someone's framing who she believed was the killer. So there's that. So I guess now that's going to be her new mission instead of it just being cut and dry. I'm at the finish line. Here it is. Now find out that she's been wrong. So I guess her personal mission that maybe Oliver could kind of help her out with, or find a way to help her with, but Renee will definitely help her out, is to find who killed her mom. So there's that. Second storyline with Argus, we pretty much get the mention of the Ghost Initiative, which is pretty much set up very similar to Suicide Squad, which was introduced in season 2. I believe episode 216. I'll put the correct one on screen, regardless. And because he agrees to give them information about Dante from the paintings, Diaz gets a tracker bomb implanted in his spinal cord to ensure that he follows protocol when out in the field. So there's that. But we do find out a little bit more about how Lila is the one who disbanded the Ghost Initiative after taking the role of director of Argus. She promised never to do it again, but they will kind of put her in the corner when they were being questioned about why Diaz was there, and now the Ghost Initiative is in place. So there's that. Moving on to flashbacks. Flashbacks, we only see Dinah and Zoe, but we do get the introduction of Ray the flash forwards, I should say. Sorry, I wrote flashback for some reason. I guess I'm used to it. But anyways, you find out that Renee is the mayor of the Glades, and it is thriving, a lot better than Star City. And Renee views people of the Glades, kinda, I don't know if it's everybody, but at least the people Renee is working with views the Star City as like the cancer. They're what's bringing the crime to the city, and Renee wants to keep that out. And apparently found out that Renee knows about the attack plan on Star City with all the bombs, but he did not know that Felicity was dead. We also find out that there's this security system for the Glades called the Archer program, and because of it, crime has dropped significantly in the Glades, so that's impressive there. But moving on, the last moment of the episode was the fact that we see Oliver confronting Emiko when she's visiting Robert Queen's grave. And then it ends right there. So there's that. Tidbits for the episode, though. We do see Zoe in the present day wanting Renee to help Emiko out on her mission. We also see Curtis only showing up in the episode to help Emiko and Renee infiltrate William Glenn Morgan's base of operations. So there's that. We also see Felicity's home security system being improved to the point that she's now able to identify who's at her door before they enter through. So there's that. We also hear that Felicity had wondered at one point if the new Green Arrow was Roy Harper, only to get Oliver to confirm that Roy is on another continent to begin with, so it couldn't be him. So there's that. So let's move on to most shocking moment of the episode. I'm going to say that it would have to be that Moira Queen was pretty much behind why Emiko and her mother were not properly taken care of after Robert's death, especially when he wrote the note about them to Walter Steele's. And I have no doubt with the type of person that Walter is, he would have followed up with Robert's last wishes in regards to Emiko. But apparently that never happened. Moira kept that a secret, locked away in some old boxes. Yet on the one hand, it's not a shocking moment because that's such a Moira thing to do. I mean, she kept the knowledge of Oliver having his son away from everybody for years, and it only resurfaced after her death, so it doesn't surprise. She kept the fact that Thea was Malcolm Merlin's daughter a secret for many years, until when did she find out? Until shortly before she died. So it's not out of Moira's character, so I'm not completely shocked that she did this, but it was still probably the most shocking thing of the episode, because again, the episode title gives away the fact that we are meeting Oliver's relative, in this case his half-sister, because it says, "My name is Emiko Queen." How much more spoiler can you get with a title like that? I honestly prefer the alternative title I think it had on a lot of press release stuff, and that was, I think, Shattered Mind. I would have preferred that. Like, that's a lot more vague in what this could be talked about. So there's that. Moving on to top 3 favorite moments. First one has to be Oliver's reaction to Emiko. Not only of her being like the moment where Felicity reveals to him that the new Green Arrow is his half-sister and it's not Thea. She had to clarify that. His reaction there was just funny because it's like, wait, come again? And then also his reaction to hearing the treatment that Emiko got from his father with the news that his father abandoned her and her mom when he claimed to have loved them. And there's a timer. And then him just having doubts about like if his father ever truly loved anyone besides himself, if he was able to keep all these secrets and to have all these double lives and stuff like that. So it's very telling for that, which also leads to my next favorite, which is all the screen time we got with Oliver and Felicity and their journey to try to discover who Emiko was. And then also their conversation on the balcony where Felicity is like telling Oliver that he's not his father, that he has been able to right his father's wrongs, that he can still do that by trying to make amends with Emiko and try to do something that his father could never do. So it's very interesting to see them come together once again, because for the previous 8 episodes, they have not shared a good many scenes together because of him being in prison. So it's just great to see them teaming up and trying and being there for each other and being open with each other as well. So there's that. And another favorite of mine would have to be Renee's determination to help Emiko out. We got a little understanding as to why he so desperately wanted to be included, why he's risking his freedom for it. And it was great to see her include him. But it was great to see that he wasn't giving up and how like he wanted to help her. He wanted her to help her financiers and stuff like that. So there's that. Moving on to top 3 peeve moments. One thing that really bugged me was the fact that now that we have seen Emiko's face, now that she's in the Green Arrow costume, she's not as concealed as she was before. Before, anytime we saw the Green Arrow, her face was completely covered. It was only the eyes you could barely see, but she had like a face mask on as well. Her neck was covered. You could not tell who was under the mask. And now that we know that Emiko's under the mask, she's now taking on the concealment of just wearing the same type of mask that Oliver used to wear to cover her eyes, and that's it. And you can still tell that it's a woman underneath there. So it's like, I'm a little disappointed that they didn't still, like, I understand why they didn't stick with the concealment thing, just because they want to show that it's still her under the mask doing all the stunts and stuff like that. But at the same time, for the narrative, it makes no sense why she'd have something that's with full coverage for her identity and then go to something that's strictly like nothing. That's like going out in the winter with a huge winter coat that bundles you up from top to bottom, and then just suddenly going out the next day in the winter with only a windbreaker on. It's like, it makes no sense to me. So that was a huge peeve right there for me. Another peeve I had was the fact that Oliver was not in the field in this episode. He did not get in the Green Arrow suit. So that was an annoyance there. We only saw him in the field when he got to go to the crime scene with Dinah, when he is now part of this SCPD. His treatment there also sucked as well. So that wasn't good. That wasn't fair either. But yeah, it was great that Emiko got all like the vigilante type scenes, but then again, Oliver is the original vigilante, so it should be featuring him. So that was a peeve right there. But moving on to what will I remember most when I look back on this episode, it's in the title. Emiko Queen is the reference point here for the episode, which is, again, a peeve of mine because it's a huge spoiler. But moving on to random questions. First one, when Thea was mentioned by Felicity before she revealed that the new Archer was Oliver's sister, did anyone else feel like Emiko was replacing Thea in some way? As if now that Thea is not currently in Oliver's life anymore, he now suddenly has another half-sister on his other side of the family, and she's here. She's also an Archer as well, like Thea, with daddy issues as well, and it's just like with her own her own identity be concealed by Moira, who hid the identity of Thea's father from her. Moira hid the existence of Emiko from Oliver and the rest of the family. So it's just like, in some ways, I can't help but think that Emiko is replacing Thea in some ways, and I'm wondering if anyone else felt that too. And the last question, anyone else missing Roy Harper in the flash forwards? I mean, where is he? Come on. But also, I forgot something. Dinah mentioned the Mark of the Four tattoos. She mentioned specifically that her, Roy, Oliver, Renee, Felicity, and Diggle had the tattoos. I don't remember Curtis being mentioned at all in that oath of loyalty they took among each other when they took on the Mark of the Four. So that's something there. But moving on to predictions very quickly, based off the promo for 7-Eleven, it looks like Oliver apologized to Emiko, stating, and I quote, "Just give me a chance, you're my sister," when he tries to make amends, or at least have her give him a chance. We also see Oliver back at the field, which I'm so excited for. But in the synopsis for the episode, it reads that this is David Ramsey's directorial debut on Arrow. So Diggle gets a shot at it. Whether or not we actually see Diggle a lot in this episode is up in the air. Sometimes we see a shift in that. But anyways, the synopsis reads that the past comes back to haunt both Oliver and Laurel. Curtis is upset when he discovers that Diggle and Lila have restarted the Ghost Initiative with Diaz, China White, Kane Wolfman, and Carrie Cutter. Okay, I don't remember Kane Wolfman, but I'm excited to see China White and Carrie Cutter once again. China White, I don't believe we've seen since season 1. At least, I don't know if she guest starred any other times in the past, but she was heavily featured in season 1. And then Carrie Cutter, I think she was last seen in season 4, episode 16, I believe, during that fake wedding for Olicity. But I don't remember a Kane Wolfman, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Also, is the Ghost Initiative supposed to be the replacement for the Suicide Squad? Because the setup sounds the same. Plus, also, Carrie Cutter was part of the Suicide Squad, so I'm wondering if they just changed the name or something. I don't know, but I guess we'll have to see about that. But otherwise, guys, that is pretty much it for the episode. What do you guys think about it? What do you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts, theories, and predictions, but what you think about all that. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopses, news, all the good stuff, all fun in one place. Check it out. It's a work in progress. I'm trying to keep up as best I can. So be a little gentle with me there. Also, WordPress account link for that is down below. Everything I post online is connected to WordPress. It's a little more organized, a little more detailed, but again, a work in progress. It's a little hard trying to fit all these leisurely pleasures in between work schedules and stuff, and real life commitments and stuff. So there's that. But otherwise, guys, that's pretty much it. The plan for this year so far is probably going to be maybe 2 or 3 episodes per recap video, depending how I chop it up. Also, it depends when the episodes air too. So if there's a hiatus block, then I might chunk it all together and do the episode before leading in the hiatus. But anyways, just be on the lookout. I hope you come back next time to see what I have to say about the next episodes. But until then, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week wherever you are. Bye for now.